Hey, welcome back to this episode of the Content Amplification Podcast. Today we're going to take a different direction, and I want to talk to you about something that I just did, literally moments before hitting record on this episode. I resigned from a client position. Now, what does that mean? Well, let me just back up. I'm not going to disclose who the client is, but for 4 years, I have been working with this client under contract as a marketing automation specialist on the team. And over the 4 years, as you can imagine, the position has evolved and has changed. And with any business as well, you evolve and you change. And while there was a great alignment 4 years ago, fast forward to today, the alignment is changing in a different direction. Okay, so when this happens, you're going to notice something inside. You're going to notice that you feel differently. Now, you may be listening to this and you say, you know what, I have a client that I work with, and I don't feel that passion anymore. I don't feel that excitement about the work that I do. But you may also be in this position where financially, it's a good client because it brings in a good paycheck for working with them. So you're kind of sitting on this teeter-totter of, do I give up that cost of taking away from my happiness, my direction, my vision, my growth for the income, or do I give up the income to have, a lighter day, a new direction, a new vision, a new motivation, all that kind of stuff? And this was one that I was teeter-tottering on for quite some time. But I made the decision. And like I said, when I started the episode, I literally sent or clicked send on my resignation letter to the head of the company. Now, in going through this whole process, I want to talk to you through some of the things that led me to feeling okay with this. Number one, about a year ago, I had this kind of feeling as well, but I wasn't ready to cut all ties and just end. What I ended up doing was rolling back my position. I was almost full time. I was about 80 to 90% of my business was with this one client. But I have this drive as an entrepreneur to want to grow my business. And I absolutely love the diversity of different clients and helping them through their challenges. And the fact that I'm not in a specific niche in the work that I do and that I'm doing marketing automation, it could be an e-commerce client one day, it could be a consulting client, it could be a financial client, it could be a house painter, it could be a landscaper, it doesn't matter. But there's so much difference there. And that's what I thrive in. I love that change and that ability to shift. So I was missing that. And there are probably things that you miss when you are going down that route. And when you're early starting out and you're trying to grow and you're trying to either pay down debt or, build up your assets or get your equipment in place, you do need that cash flow and that income. And it's okay to take on, this lead client that's going to pay a lot of those bills. But as you evolve, your change and your needs are going to evolve too. So as I went through this, I was thinking about the financial side and worrying about this. And it was really the thing that was holding me up for so long because, well, what am I going to do with that? But what I didn't think about was the release of creativity, the release of more time, the release of the freedom to go and help others and do my zone of genius, to do what it is that I felt held back from doing because I was in this current position. So while I may be losing X amount per month, I have the opportunity to really probably make that plus more in the business. So when you fire a client, resign from a client, whatever term you want to give it, you're not losing anything. you're actually gaining. And I want you to visualize this because this came to me this morning. I had this feeling last night that this was the time this had to happen. And this was something that came to me, and I felt at peace with it last evening. And then I woke up this morning and again, I was still at peace, but then I started to second guess some things. But here's the visualization. Think of a slingshot, right? You know what a slingshot is. You made them as kids with elastic and two sticks that look like a V. Is the letting go may feel like a step back, but it's a step back against tension. And when tension is released, there's a forward projection. So in this moment, in the moment that you may let go of something like this, you may feel like you're stepping back. But what you're stepping back against is that rubber band. That when you let go of it fully, you will project forward. I guarantee it. I know this is going to happen to me. And I know this would happen to you. As long as the reasons you are resigning from that thing that you are feeling inside that's holding you back is because you know there's something more positive that you want to do. There's a different direction that you want to go in. If you don't have that part, there's no tension to project you forward. It's basically just stepping back. So I challenge you in listening today to identify if you have that in your business. Do you have that in yourself professionally? Is there something, whether it could be a client, a product, a service, something that you're doing that you feel is holding you back? And I want to add in here, this is not holding you back because that client is bad or that client's business is bad. It's because there's not an alignment anymore. It's not something that is in synergy with who you are and who your business is. They can go off and they can excel and they can grow, and they probably will. And you are going to go off and excel and grow, and you will. So think about that. Is there a resignation in your future? And if there is, I congratulate you on taking action on that. Thanks for listening.